Yay guys, my name is Priscilla Elias and today I'll give you some tips that will help you to make great YouTube videos, even if you're not a videographer. For the ones of you who follow me and my channel, you probably know I'm a photographer. I've been studying photography for about 10 years now, but recently I've been getting some messages of people asking me how I make my YouTube videos look so professional. I started studying videography first because my husband got very interested about it about a year ago, and I ended up watching many videos with him and getting interested in the process as well. Second, because when I started doing YouTube about 3 months ago, I wanted to be able to at least present my own YouTube videos in the best way possible. So I'm constantly after small improvements that will make my videos look better and better. After all, with so many great YouTubers out there, there's no way we're going to stand out unless we do our best to put out some very good quality content. So the tips I'm about to share with you here are the things I learned and the things I do to make my videos look more professional and good to be looked at. Many of the tips are things I knew from photography, but also many of them I had to learn because they were very specific for making videos. But before we start, I'd like to kindly ask you that if this video helps you, that you will hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and click the little bell down here so that you will get notified when I release new content. So, tip number 1, light. This is not very different from photography at all. In order to make good YouTube videos, you need to have some good light. I used to work with flashes and strobes as a photographer, but when I started studying and doing some research to buy a good light for my videos, I found out I'd need to get a continuous light that nowadays I use both for video and for photo. My light is the Godox SL60W, which I bought for about 130 euros, and in the US you will find it for about $130. Along with that, I also bought a diffuser, the newer Octobox of 120 centimeters or 48 inches that is used for softening my light, making it look more natural and professional. If you're getting this softbox though, you gotta know that this is not a very small piece of gear. As you see, it takes a lot of room. And even when I'm not recording my videos, it stands here in my living room like this. It takes some space, so keep that in mind. I could have chosen a smaller Octobox, maybe a 90 centimeters one, but the thing is, the bigger the diffuser you have, the softer and the more professional the light you will get. So to me, part of the deal, you know. Also, I usually use some light I get from the house I'm in. In the house I lived before, I used to use the light I had above my head. Now I'm just figuring out what my new light setup will be in this new place. So this is for sure not the final one. We just moved last week and it'll take us a while until we get it all figured out. For the videos I did before, I used a Hue colorful light up my head, which I can control the color to give my videos this colorful touch and make it more interesting. And recently I also bought this small and versatile light, the Aperture MC film light, which I either use on the background or under the table, creating different colorful light effects. I usually use it in pink, but you can change colors, saturation, brightness, and it even has a couple of effects you can use, like the one I used when I talked about flash photography and others. Besides, you can control it through your phone and you can sync it with as many other aperture lights as you want in case you have more than one. It's battery powered, so once you've used it, you can just recharge it or you can just use it plugged in. Very versatile, very helpful, and will definitely give your video a special touch. Even if you go with another light, having some colors on your video is pretty nice and will give it a special mood. Tip number 2, intro and ending page. This is very important. As silly as it may sound, a nice intro is what will give your channel identity and show your viewers your brand. So take some time to create a nice intro and ending page. You can hire a designer to do that, or if you want to, you can do it yourself like me. Then you can use Envato elements to create it. By the way, for all the next tips I'll give you, Envato elements can be a good way out. They have very nice templates for intros, ending pages, fonts, music, graphics, and pretty much any elements you might need in order for you to increment your videos and make it look more professional. You can have a free trial for a month, and during that period of time you can download anything you want from their website. So if you're interested in trying it, you can do it for free by clicking the link I'll leave in the description. And no, this video is not sponsored by Envato. It's really just the service I use for my videos. Tip number 3, graphics and lettering. If you're using texts in your videos, make sure you use good graphics and nice fonts. It makes the whole difference in the final quality of your video, and you can easily do this by using Envato elements. I use Final Cut Pro for editing my videos, and up till now I found everything I needed in terms of graphics and lettering there. I know they have even more things for Premiere, but if you use another editing software that's not Final Cut or Premiere, then before buying their subscription, just make sure you find graphics that will work for your editor. Tip number 4. Audio. Audio is very important for a video. It's very annoying when you click on a video that won't stop clipping on your TV, or that's just too low, or it's just full of noise. I had some trouble with it on my first videos, and if you want to check that out, you can click on the first videos I did on my channel, because I didn't want my microphone to show in the video. So even though I had a microphone, I tried using it in different ways, and it took me a while to find a way that worked well for me. So I have 2 mics I use for audio. One of them is the Rode VideoMic Pro. It's a very good mic for vlogging, but mainly if it's not too far from you. Since I prefer to shoot with my 50mm, it didn't work so well for me. Now, if you use the 16-35, it might be a good mic for you. Besides being a good mic, it's not a very expensive mic either, and it's very versatile, as you can use it for your outdoor shots and to record ambient audio as well. But the mic I ended up sticking up to for this kind of video is the Rode SmartLav Plus, that can be used with your phone if you're using a phone to do your videos, and also straight to your camera, or if you want to be more flexible and not have to worry about the cable showing or being on your way, you can do it like me and use it with the Rode Wireless Go, which gives you a 70-meter range, and since it's very small, it can be hidden in your pocket and attached to your belt or something while you record your videos. What I like better on the SmartLav Plus than I do in the VideoMic Pro is how clear and directional it is. It doesn't capture much of the ambient noise, and since for my videos what really matters is what I'm saying and not the sounds around me, it is just perfect for me. It's not a very expensive mic either. You can buy the SmartLav for about 50 euros and the Wireless Go for about 150 euros. Now, I'm kind of an audio freak since I'm also a musician. I mean, I don't know if every musician is an audio freak, but anyway, because I'm an audio freak, in the future I intend to invest in a very good mic to get that fat, clear and crispy studio sound I love. Not to mention that sometimes, since I use the mic like hidden under my shirt, sometimes it gets a little noisy, like if I move it in a weird way, you know? But if you don't mind that it shows, it won't be a problem to you. You just put it out here and you shouldn't have any problems. So for the moment, this is doing the job, and if this audio is good for you, then you know this is what I'm using and you can definitely go for it. It's alright. Can you hear that? Not so directional, huh? Tip number 5, sound design. About sound design, if you're only talking to the camera like I'm doing now, you might not need much sound design. But even when I only talk to the camera like this, I use that sometimes. When I have my graphics coming in and out, when I add different effects to the video, when I want to add mood to something, in all those cases I add sound effects and or music to my videos to give that little extra punch. It will definitely bring your video up to another level. Tip number 6, content and script. Making sure your content is interesting to a specific niche and that it is clear and delivers the information in a way that can hold your audience is very crucial to any good videos. Something I do for my videos is I always write a pre-script before I record it. That way I know exactly what I'm going to talk about and I don't risk forgetting anything important. Besides, I avoid being repetitive, and it helps me to remember to mention other videos I already have, to add up as cards, and other small things sometimes you only remember if you give your topic some real thought. Tip number 7. Set the scene. It is very important to set the scene for your videos. Maybe you don't have a nice studio or a place to record your videos, but with some creativity, you can do great things to set your scene. For example, I just moved, so I really don't have my office or anything set up yet, but still I could, think of some lines. I could think of some composition that would make me look better on the video, that would bring the attention to me, and that would make this video look more interesting to you. And also, as I said when I talked about light, you can use some colorful lights to give your video some mood. But if you don't have them, you can use plants or some beautiful elements that tell something about you and your channel. You can use colors that go well together, or you can use simple composition tips such as leading lines or frames that will lead to you on the video, or put yourself in one of the lines from the rule of third grid. And by the way, if you don't know what the rule of third is, or if you don't understand composition in details and you want to see practical examples, I'll leave a link for the video I recorded talking specifically about that up here and also in the description. Tip number 8, camera. I left this tip for the end of the video because I know some people use their cell phones to shoot their videos. So if that's your case, and if you don't intend to buy a camera either, then you might just want to skip the last 2 tips I'm about to give you. I know I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm just being honest with you, okay? Anyways, otherwise, they're very important tips. I use a Canon 5D Mark IV to shoot my videos, and I did not choose this camera as a videographer. I chose it as a photographer. And it was the camera I had. That's the camera I ended up using for my videos. No complaints though. In the beginning I struggled with it a little. I had some problems with focus, I had some problems with not getting sharp enough images, and also with colors. But these things were quickly fixed with the tips I'm about to give you. 1. Watching the aperture of your lens. I found out that for the distance I was shooting from, it was more interesting shooting my videos in 3.5 aperture instead of 1.8 or 2.8 that I had been previously shooting with. It makes my videos much sharper. And about the colors, I had to install something that was not native in my camera, which is a color profile that Canon does not initially have for the Canon 5D Mark IV and also for cheaper models in the market, and that is the cinema style. What you do is you download that picture profile to your camera, and once you install it and use it, your colors will be very flat when you see them straight out of the camera. It actually looks like crap. But the thing is, this flat profile gives you so much more versatility of editing without ruining the colors. When I was using the standard picture profile that came along with the camera, if I changed the colors a little bit too much, I just quickly started losing image quality. And that was something new to me because I always shoot standard profile for photos and I had never had a problem with that. But with video, it didn't seem to have much of a dynamic range that allowed me to play with the colors when shooting in standard or in other modes natively available with my camera. So yeah, download Cinema Style, use a flat color profile, and it'll save you time in post-production. The third problem I had to deal with when I started shooting with my camera was the focus. I had to activate the facial tracking and also the all servo mode along with the automatic focus in order for the camera to go after me when I moved. And of course, different cameras have different modes and precision on tracking movement, so you'll just have to check for specific settings for your camera and settle it in the best way as possible. Tip number 9. Shutter speed versus frame rate. When we talk about photography, all we need to worry about is the exposure triangle, the ISO, the aperture, and the shutter speed. But when it comes to video, if you're shooting with your camera, the most important thing you'll need to be aware of is your frame rate versus shutter speed. I usually use my camera in 24 frames per second, or actually 23.9, because it gives me a very cinematic look. But along with that, I use my shutter speed in double the number I use my frame rate. So if I'm using 24 frames per second, I use my shutter speed in 1/60th of a second. I set the aperture for about 3.5, as I said before, because this is the aperture that works the best for the distance from the camera I was shooting from. And then I adjust the light with the Godox and with the ISO. If you're having to go too high with your ISO, let's say 1,000 or more if you use the Canon 5D Mark IV. Then you might want to use some more ambient light to light up your scene. Otherwise, you might start losing video quality. So you might want to make some tests with your camera first and see what it is the highest ISO you can use until the grains you get from increasing it will start to bother you. If you have a well-lit scene though, your ISO shouldn't be a problem. So I always try to keep it as slow as possible, and I suggest you to do the same. Many details, huh? But still, even if you've never heard of these tips before, after recording a couple of videos, you'll see it gets easier and easier, and soon enough you'll be using all these tips without any effort. So don't give up if it sounds or looks hard in the beginning. Keep these tips in mind and keep trying. As I said, I'm a photographer. I had never worked with videos before YouTube, and it took me a couple of videos to get it all in place. And I'm still certain I can and I will improve a lot. Just as you, I just started, and if I could do it, then you can do it. Plus, if I had watched a video like this with all the information I needed to get there, like it's happening to you now, it would have taken me much less time to get it all nice and ready to go. Well, I would absolutely love to know if this video helped you guys. If it did, drop me a line. If it didn't, please let me know why and what else I can talk about in order to help you out. Thanks so much for watching this. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!